John Roach. I'm the fire chief and the incident commander at the train derailment here in Mansfield, Connecticut. Just wanted to give everybody a status update on what progress we've been making so far. At this point in time, we want to reiterate we still are monitoring the scene. We still are not picking up any signs of any flammable gases or any leaks from the rail cars related to the propane cars that are there. The rail company is bringing a lot of resources in currently to help facilitate getting the cars upright and then also repairing the tracks. So they're doing quite a bit of work down there with that. They've got now 3 cranes, several excavators, bulldozers, and a lot of other equipment in sight right now, working to get kind of the scene mitigated. They have started separating some of the cars out and getting some of the cars upright, so that is a process. That process is starting to take shape. It's still a slow process. It's still going to take probably a few more days, but they are making good progress on starting to get things kind of making the site kind of a workable area. But we are just recommending, also just asking the public at this point in time also is to try and stay away from the area. We have had a few people try to wander in and get close pictures. We're just asking people to just try and respect the fact that while everything is safe and stable right now, there is always a potential of an accident or something happening, and so we want to ask people to please maintain that safe distance away from it. So if you can get up and see the rail cars, you're probably a little too close. So at this point in time, any questions from anybody?
Is there a shelter in place still in effect?
It's still in effect as like a precautionary measure. So again, if you had to go out to your car or pick up the kids, it's just a matter of today is not a good day to be making snowmen outside or playing outside. Keep the windows closed. If you're going to be home, just stay inside.
I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, basically following through the weekend or still in the nearby areas told to stay home, not to open their windows. What are those precautions people should be taking since the weekend is during the one and
yeah, I mean, fortunately the weather's going to be fortunately for the stay in place order, but not for us. Scene operation, it's going to be bitterly cold, so hopefully people aren't going to be having that many windows open. But again, just one of those, this is not a great weekend to be doing hiking or yard work and things like that. If you're going to be home, stay inside the house. Would be recommended.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can you please tell me that Homeland Security is involved in this? What is their role in this?
I would have to check with Home State Police.
It's just an overall advisement, just because of the gravity of the situation. So, there's a lot of assets on scene, so we're just checking all the boxes, that's all. But
So they don't suspect anything?
not at this time,
Okay.
no. But the investigation is still unfolding with the FRA as well as the local railroad.
One more question. Do we know how fast the train was going by any chance?
We do not.
Derailment is kind of, at least according to my research, kind of rare. So for it to happen, especially here in Connecticut, to me is kind of out of the norm.
I'd have to refer to the railroad authority, but it is an active investigation at this time.
in terms of the environmental aspect, the rivers nearby, is that contained?
Yes, so we're constantly monitoring and metering that right now. We haven't detected any products at all. Again, the product that was most concerned about was the propane. Propane doesn't mix with water, so it's not like it's going to bleed or get absorbed by the water. It'll bubble right up and out. So if it was leaking in the water, we think we would come up and out, so we would detect it on our meters. And we're still getting 0 readings on all of our meters. We've got extensive metering all around the site in place. Both handheld meters and remote monitoring stations are up and in place with both DEEP, their contractors, and EPA. We're all on site with those meters, so we're fairly confident with that. And as I said last press briefing, we also put some booms across the river just as a precaution, so if there was grease or oil or anything from the rail cars that got off, we'd be able to capture that as well.
Could you elaborate a little more about the cars that are made contact with the water? Like, are they all submerged? Are they touching the water? And what does that process of extracting them look like? Is that sort of a different process because the water is a different element there?
Yeah, each car is kind of different. The rivers in that area is probably 6 or 7 feet deep. The cars are much bigger than that, so they're not like fully submerged in the river. They're just partially in the water. And it also depends on which car. A lot of them, it's like one end of the car is in the river and things like that, so they can grab onto it from the other end of the car and lift it and pull it out the other way. So that's what they're trying to work on.
Is that, do you guys like prioritize if the water cars come out first or like?
It's actually making access into it. So it's more of a scene management. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. The ones that we might want to get to first, we can't physically reach, so we've got to kind of make a path in, and that may mean getting some of the less damaged cars out of the way.
And we know nothing has, so everyone is safe, the two people that were involved, they did call 911, but what exactly happened at that point, do we know? I mean, I'm just trying to learn as well.
Yeah, I haven't talked to the engineer or the conductor of the train. I know the investigation's still ongoing, so I haven't had a chance to talk with them. I got the other end of the 911 call, the dispatch saying, come on, help, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
So we're not clear yet on how the derailment just happened. at
Correct.
this moment.
Yep, that's still under investigation. I know the Federal Rail Authority and the railroad are cooperating together on working on that.
When do you guys expect to sort of have more information on that? I don't know if, like a report is required or how that works.
I don't know how that time frame works. So I'll let you do this with the rail.
Brian McLean with New England Central. Until all the cars are picked up, it's going to be an active investigation, just until we can see all the tracks, see all the cars, and get a better look at everything and assess everything.
And then, because obviously this is blocking the railway, are there other freight trains that are impacted, like trying to use this path?
Now,
going forward?
luckily we can detour traffic. There's really no impact to, rail shipments, rail customers, so.
I do have a question. Where were you guys going to in Wilmantic to initially end for the train route?
We have an interchange with another railroad, the Providence and Worcester Railroad. So most of the cars were going down and being handed off to another railroad.
What's sort of the protocol when something like this happens for the operator and the engineer? Obviously, they call 911. Just curious if you could elaborate more on if a train derails, what the training is like for those individuals. It's good that they're okay. Just I'm curious how that all works.
Sure, yeah, we go through extensive training, all of our employees do. They immediately call 911, get down, assess the situation, and then wait for professionals like DEP to come in and, check things out and kind of work through the whole scene.
How did the conductor know, this is a large amount of cars. How does the conductor know that there's a derailment so many cars back?
So the train, what happens is the emergency brakes are initiated. The train will come to a stop. The conductor can get down, safely start walking the train. He has a manifest of the cars in the train, kind of checks them one by one, and then obviously gets back and, in this case, found the derailed cars.
So emergency braking just happened, and he's like, why did this? Then he has to stop and figure out why.
Exactly.
Why did the train stop? Okay.
I have a question too. On these trains, and correct me if I'm wrong, is there any sort of a computer system, like a digital thing that tells them if any of the cars get derailed? Obviously you said the brakes get an issue, but is there a computer that tells them this?
There's not. It's just the airline that runs through the whole train. Obviously, if that gets disrupted, in this case, car is obviously derailed, that initiates the emergency brake, stops the train, and allows our guys to assess.
I know Mansfield did, I don't know if it's disaster declaration, I forget the exact wording, but could you sort of elaborate on maybe how that process is going? Perhaps maybe how much money this is costing, whether that's state, local, federal, anything like that?
Our priority right now is just safety and getting things picked back up, and we'll assess that once things are complete.
What about the incoming weather? We're supposed to get snow, and we're supposed to have a real big cold snap. How's that going to affect any efforts to get this along? I guess?
Sure. Yeah, it'll absolutely slow things down. We'll work through it. We'll assess how much snow, the temperatures, and kind of make decisions as we go throughout the night and into the weekend.
And so even before that weather comes in, I know that during that cleanup process that a worker had fell. How is that worker doing? And talk about the conditions you guys are seeing out there.
I'll let you
Sure,
talk
yes,
about
that was
ours.
actually one of the first responders that was on scene that slipped and fell. Did have a minor head injury. He's home, he's doing well. Again, but it's just icy cold conditions, and even little things, just climbing around and working on the trucks and the apparatus can be hazardous. So we're trying to make sure everybody just slows down, works with a partner, salting the area, staying warm, and again, does require extra personnel so we can rotate crews in and out and get them warmed up.
Chief, have you said how long this is expected to take?
For us, we're going to be on scene until everything's kind of upright and the product's off scene. So imagining weather's going to depend on it a little bit. It may be a couple more days.
Is this like a 24/7 urgent cleanup situation, or are you guys able to take off if the weather gets too cold? How does that sort of work?
So as long as right now as we're making sure all the product, if the product's not leaking, we can do some stops and pauses and things like that. The big thing is going to be the safety of the crews, and we're balancing. Do we want to get work through the night to kind of get ahead of the snowstorm, or do we want to pause? And we're also looking at making sure that the crews have adequate time to have breaks and rest and things like that.
I know you guys had like 100 first responders here last night. Is that still the number you guys are working with?
We've whittled it down quite a bit, so we're probably down about 20 to 30 on our side, and then but now the rail company's probably got 70 people easily on site that are doing all of their parts. So it's still a very active, very busy scene.
And those road closures are all still in place, right?
Correct. The road closures are going to be in effect for quite a while, or at least another day or two. The rail company right now is bringing a lot of equipment in and a lot of materials in, and so we're just asking people to stay out of that area because the roads are honestly just jammed.
Are the tracks impacted or they're fine?
The tracks are impacted. I'm not sure if you want to mention that at all or talk
Yeah,
about
as I said, we're currently just detouring traffic and shipping in other directions. But the track will be, obviously, cars first, get things re-railed out of the way, and then we'll kind of go and repair the track after that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was like an issue, like if there's track fixing that needs to happen too, not just the trains.
Not yet. First priority is getting the
Sure.
train cars picked up. Yeah.
Got it.
Have any of the unaffected cars been taken away to avoid it or mitigate any other?
Yeah, so we said the rear 13 cars on this train derailed. The front half of the train has left. We were cleared, got permission from the rail and the FRA, and they continued on so that way they could free up the scene and get them out of there.
And yesterday, the two orange engines that we saw, was that part of the train or was that another train that was kind of?
Those were the two engines with that train, and those have since left the scene.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Is there going to be another update this afternoon, do you know? Or
Probably not this afternoon, I'm not sure.
Lexi's over there.
Lexi?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the next
Sorry.
briefing is probably gonna be tomorrow at 11, we're gonna do the time here shortly for y'all, but
How are all the responders doing, working out in this cold? Are they holding up?
They're doing it in pretty good spirits. I think they're holding up pretty well. Again, it's just a matter of taking the time, rotating, and we got some like warming tents set up and some trailers with some heat on. And we just got a canteen, actually Providence Canteen just came in to help get some hot coffee and beverages and things like that. So it goes a long way to help out. Thank you very much.